And I think what's really important to understand is that the school culture and a security culture are not the same thing. That at times what you're trying to do is balance the learning environment with a secure environment. Part of the huge challenge of working in such a big population is that it's the patchwork approach that you're looking at. I mean, there are 50, I forget how many communities or municipalities are in LA County. But again, what happens with LAUSD and LAPD is only one big piece of that. But then you have these different communities that are scattered throughout Los Angeles County, and each one of those school districts has a local law enforcement agency and their community organizations. That's a whole different approach.
The first thing you have to do is reduce the psychological fear which impedes that community from doing anything. And the way you do that is, again, by having an understanding of what that community needs, bringing a system to the table, but dealing unilaterally with the whole aspect of the community violence. And then, most importantly, once you deal with the overall perspective of community violence, you've got to teach that community to restore itself. If community restoration is not at the heart of what you're doing, all the resources and expertise we bring to the table is going to be ill-fitted, because that community is going to implode somewhere in the process.
Because we've done a very good job working with our partners, driving down the crime rate. The crime rate today, in a historical perspective, is probably back to the 1950s or 1960s, depending upon the type of crime you look at. And I've always told them it's a non-factor. We never inquire about your immigration status. You live here, we're going to serve you, and we hope that you work with us in the areas that we need, which is crime and improving the quality of life in the community. So that's how we go about it. And I've been in explosive meetings before where people always brought that question out. An example of that is, I think Chief Beck just stopped this, but they were doing DUI checkpoints. Mm-hmm. And when you do a DUI checkpoint, in many of the commands that I had, like Newton was one, you're going to capture a whole bunch of people who do not have DUIs, obviously, but they don't have a driver's license either, and that creates problems. So I've been in those meetings. You got to build relationships, you got to build the partnerships. I remember at a high school in Newton one time, you broadcast that. A lot of people don't recognize or realize that you broadcast where you're going to do those DUI checkpoints. Well, ahead of time, you put it out there. And we worked with the community there, and we said, hey, just check this website, and you'll know exactly where they're at. And because we're there for DUIs, and we're not there for immigration.
Y mi hija está enferma.
And my daughter is sick.
Es una niña que tiene múltiples condiciones físicas.
She has many physical ailments.
Y hemos sido discriminadas como no tiene idea por las condiciones de ella.
And we've seen a lot of discrimination in our life because of her illness.
Y yo no soy de esas personas que me golpean una mejilla y pongo la otra.
And I'm not the type of person that hits me, that if you hit me on one cheek, I'll turn the cheek, the other cheek.
Entonces tengo que defender a mi hija y a mí misma y a mi familia.
So I have to defend my child and myself and my family.
Y eso me ha hecho consciente para poderle ayudar a otra gente.
And that has allowed me to be very conscious about how to help other people as well.
A mí nadie me paga $1 por andar visitando hogares.
And nobody pays me not even $1 to go do my visits in the community.
Lo hago por la conciencia social que yo tengo.
And I do that because of the social consciousness I have.
So a lot of times when we talk to reporters who call in, we spend time, because we know it's investing time, in trying to do the learning process with the reporter, to take them through A, B, and C, so you understand the process first. So we look at it as valuable time. If you call and you want to know about something and then it turns out it's a bigger thing, then we will take the time to sit with you or talk with you and explain to you what the process is.